have this back off, I want to attempt to show you a spot where, in case you close your tailgate and you can't get it to open because your battery is out for whatever reason, there's a place right here. All you need is a screwdriver. Let's pop this off. A little plastic piece. Anyway, this is an access hole for the latch that holds the rear hatch. So what you would do once you get this plastic piece off, you reach in and down this way, and you'll see a little metal piece sticking up, and you'll push on it and it will undo the latch. Okay, here's a better picture of the little lever that needs to be pushed forward. Screwdriver, you're reaching down from the side and you just push that lever forward. And you heard that. So here's my story. I was working on the steering column and I disconnected my battery. Now, I did not want this tailgate, this liftgate, to close with the battery disconnected, because then I'd have to crawl through and pop it open a different way. So what I did is I took a screwdriver and I pushed this latching mechanism closed. So theoretically the tail liftgate is closed and you can close it and it doesn't latch. That's what I wanted. I didn't want it to latch. So what happened though, now I checked this a few times. I would open it, this mechanism here would open, and I'd close it again and try it a few times. Well, when I got my repairs done, I went to open this tailgate mechanism down here again, and of course it does not work. There's nothing there. My battery is connected now, but now the latch is not working. This is what I did next. I went under the hood and I removed the cover on the fuse box and turned it over, and I looked down through here and discovered that the liftgate roof is fuse number 10, and that happens to be a 20 amp fuse. So I was able to check the fuse for voltage on one side and voltage on the other side. So the fuse is good. So I looked down the list here, and sure enough there's a liftgate release relay, which happens to be this one right here. So I use this little piece of reasonably priced test equipment. This is one of the easier ways, and I have it set for 4 pins, which is this relay has 4 pins, and this spot up here would do it. Put it in, push test, cycles 10 times. Okay, and this relay checks good. Where do you go from here? So I got a T20 star bit to remove the 2 screws that are holding the latch mechanism to the car. And there's 1 and 2. So after some time, I've determined that this thing is not going to drop down enough for me to replace it. So I'm going to have to remove this panel here. I believe there's 2 push-in clips holding it. And this panel here, I believe there's 14 of them spread out all the way around. I'll be using a little pry tool. This is what it looks like with the top panel removed. Able to get to your light and everything up there. And whoops, better get that dust off there first. No, there's no dust in Arizona. Anyway, there's what the clips look like for that top panel. Next, I need to remove this bottom panel but I need to remove this pull handle first. Here's some of what the clips look like. I'm using a pry tool, a metal one, and you can see back in there where they are. I was able to pull on it and it just sort of fell off, pulled the rest of itself loose. So what I'm going to do now is go and see if I can get to that switch better. Some of my clips actually stayed in the liftgate itself, and so I popped them out. Of course, I break a little bit of them, and I'm going to put them back into the plastic panel where they go. Might want to use new clips if you have them. I was able to release the connector from the inside. I'll show you why this latch switch is so difficult to get out. Well, it isn't now because I disconnected it from the inside, but what I'm going to do is push the connector through the opening, and then maybe I can show you what that looks like. Okay, here's the connector, and I think if I get a replacement switch, if I can get one that doesn't have the bend in it, there's plenty of wire here, and I think I should be okay. What I want to do now, though, is take a reading on this switch and see if it's working. Alright, I did have voltage at the connection. I checked that with my meter. Okay, here's my new switch. It's an aftermarket one. I was looking for one that was straight, and I could find them, but they did not say it would fit this 2006 HHR, so this is the one they said that would fit it. I do believe, though, that once you get the connector plugged in, you don't have enough room to put the switch through. Well, I'm pushing on it, and nothing's happening, so I still believe the old pad needed to be replaced by the looks of that pin that was in there. But obviously, the pad is not the issue here. Okay, these are T30 Torx. And there's what they look like. Okay, it just slides over and down like this. And there's the motorized mechanism. So I'm going to push this connector back in and put the switch, or the switch pad, back in, and I'll show you how it connects on the inside. Okay, the switch pad is installed. The connection is made at the back here. I'm shooting just above the wiper motor. There's a little hole through here. And I used a pair of needle nose pliers to help facilitate putting the connector to the switch. Now all I have to do is put the panel back on, and I will be done with this job. Alrighty, the panel's all snapped back nicely in place. And here's the door and tailgate locks. That was probably the original issue, even though the latch pad did look pretty bad. So until the next video, thank you all for watching, subscribing, of course, and till then,